I started to, I don't like to call it suffer, but suffer from depression at a really early age. I'm 20 now, and I think it started when I was about 13 or 14 and started getting worse and worse. And I never really talked about it or did any therapy. And then there was this time, I think when I was about 14, 15, when I came in contact with the wrong people and started getting into drugs. And I did all kind of stuff. And the thing that got me most hooked is smoking weed. And there was a time where I thought that had healed my depression, and I was feeling okay with that, and I thought I was happy with life. And then in the past 2 years, I started to get some symptoms I knew from the depression, and also my perception was really changed a lot, and I developed this thing, body dysmorphia, which is when a person looks at some body parts or the face and they don't perceive it the way other people do. They just feel like there's something wrong. And there were times where I couldn't leave the house and I was staying in my room and it was all dark for days, and kept smoking weed the whole day, like from the morning till the evening, and sometimes I got up in the night to do it, and still didn't realize that exactly this is the problem and that I hadn't healed myself in any way, but I was just putting it somewhere down there and not thinking about it. And then I was into meditation before, but because I also had a pretty bad sleep, and that helped me a lot. But then my parents got to know about Joe Dispenza, and they went to a seminar, and they were like, okay, I'm here with my 2 sisters now, and they said, okay, if you want to do this, it's really amazing, you should try it out. I was like, yeah, okay, but I think it was about a month ago when I quit everything, and I thought I was doing okay. And before the seminar, I was like, okay, I'm fine. This is going to be a nice experience, but I don't have anything to heal, or I don't have anything that I need to change anymore. And then when we started doing the meditations, I felt that there was a lot of things and bad emotions and energy and all this shame and also guilt and just bad emotions stored in my body. And I could really feel that because during the meditations when we did the blessing of the energy centers, I started to get this feeling when I was thinking about the different energy centers, when I started the muscles all around it started shaking and like releasing energy, and I was like this. And this is when I realized that something is definitely going on and something is still stored in my body. And what for me changed the whole situations were the 3 walking meditations we did. It was a process, so the first and the second and the third, they all did something to me, and I was releasing a lot of bad emotions, but also starting to feel freer and freer. And I was crying a lot, and it was very intense. And then I had this moment after the last one where I finished the meditation, and then I was just standing there for a moment, and I listened to some music. And again, my whole body started to shake, and I was I was afraid that I would fall down because it was that intense. And then I got these images of myself in the past with this depression and doing drugs and everything. And normally these images would have triggered me at some point and would have put me in a bad mood and made me sad and everything. And there was the first time when I just looked at these images and I just felt some kind of relief on the one hand, but also, also great. I was also feeling grateful for the new identity that I got during only these 3 walking meditations, and I could just look at this as a separate part of me and with love instead of shame or sadness or anger, I don't know. And I just, there was also my intention to just cut this part out of my life and out of my person that is not a part of me anymore, and I can just walk into my future as a new person and as the person I really am. And that's when I felt completely free, like for the first time in years. I just never processed a lot of things, and I could just, because during the meditation I'm in this state where I'm not judging anything, and I could just look at things differently, not connected to any bad emotions. I could just let it all out, and like I could have screamed, I think, because I was just releasing everything into the world or just out of my body. And I think that's that was the moment when I really felt this change, no?